Hi guys, welcome to today's music lesson. I thought we'd do some rhythm work today and have a look at how we can make sounds at home. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a clip of from YouTube of somebody playing not on a drum kit but sounding quite awesome. Have a watch and enjoy this. So, wasn't that cool? It was amazing, wasn't it? You don't need a drum kit to be a drummer though. And I called in my son Joe, who is a drummer, and I said to him, well, what can we use in the house? And he collected a whole load of stuff up together and said, well, we've got the makings of a whole drum kit here, Mum. And he played me some stuff. Now, I'm going to show you a clip with Joe in a minute. But first of all, I thought I'd show you how he makes some of the sounds he makes. And then once I've shown you the sounds that we've made, I think perhaps you should go away and have an explore of your house and see what sounds you can make. Now the first thing we need is a set of drumsticks, and I've got 2 wooden spatulas. The wood works quite well. It's what normal drumsticks are made of, actually, is wood. So you might have some wooden spoons or something like that that you can use. If not, just a set of spoons would do. Now, first thing before anything else I'm going to say is that I've not used anything glass or china, all right, because we don't want to break anything. If you're not sure what it's made of, go and ask somebody in the house who knows, all right? So, drumsticks. So we need a big kick drum. That's the big drum at the bottom of a drum kit. And I've got a plastic biscuit tub. Makes a great sound, doesn't it? And you can do all sorts of rhythms. Now, remember, for a lot of us, we've done work on making rhythms out of food. So, baked beans on toast, baked beans on toast, or spaghetti bolognese. That's that kind of thing. Okay, so that's my kick drum. I've got here I've got a metal tray with some spoons in it. That sound great? Or I could tap it. It's a bit like having a snare drum, that is. Here I've got a pepper mill, so it's full of peppers. And if you shake it, I'm going to come in a bit closer so you can hear it. It's like having a shaky egg, and you know that's one of my favourite instruments. Here I've got a spice pot with a plastic lid. Cool. It's a plastic one, not a glass one. Now I think most of us will know what this is. You can get two different sounds off of this one. Or actually even three sounds. You might come up with something of your own for that. I've got a plastic drinks bottle. Again, two different sounds. Isn't that cool? What else have I got? I've got, and you'll see Joe use this. This is a table tennis ball, and if you drop it, it makes a great sound. Again, I'm going to come in a bit closer so you can hear it. Cool. One of the favourite things that Joe uses that I really like is a saucepan. And this saucepan has got a little bit of water in it. Now I can just tap it, but if I change the angle of the saucepan, can you hear it changes the sound? Isn't that amazing? Try it with different size saucepans and different amounts of water and see what different sounds you can make with that. One of the other things that Joe does is he uses a tea caddy and he presses the lid whilst playing it, and again that changes the sound. I've got a bigger tin here to show you because it's easier for you to see, but it's the same principle. So this is what it sounds like. Now if I press on the lid, can you hear the difference in sounds? Isn't that brilliant? Right, I want you to go away and have an explore of your house, see what you can find, see what sounds you can make, and I'm quite sure you can find different ones to me. Just remember, no glass please, and no china, because we don't want anything getting broken. And then come back to me in a while and you can watch Joe play our kitchen drum kit. choices now. I'm going to read a story that's got lots of sounds in it, so you can collect your kitchen drum kit around you and join in the story. Or my other option is you go and put on a really good piece of music that you really love and have your kitchen drum kit around you and you play along with your favourite track. I'm going to tell you a story now, and it's a story with lots of sounds in it. So enjoy the story for the first time round, and then have a look round your house and see if you can find some things in your house that make a similar noise, and come back and watch the story again and you can make the noises from the story. The story is called The Very Noisy Night. It was the middle of the night and Big Mouse was fast asleep in his big bed. Little Mouse was wide awake in his little bed. Big Mouse! Big Mouse! Called Little Mouse. I can hear something rushing around the house, huffing and puffing. Big Mouse opened one eye and one ear. It's only the wind, he said. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse, there isn't room. And he turned over and went back to sleep. Little Mouse lay listening to the wind. Then suddenly, between a huff and a puff, came a tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Little Mouse climbed out of bed, opened the front door, just a crack, and peeped out. Went the wind. But there was no one outside. Big Mouse, called Little Mouse. I can hear someone tap-tapping. Perhaps there's a burglar on the roof. Big Mouse got out of bed, opened the bedroom curtains. Look, he said, it's only a branch tapping on the window. Go back to sleep. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse, you wriggle. Little Mouse lay in his own bed and listened to the wind huffing and puffing. And the branch tap, tap, tapping. And someone calling. Hoo, hoo. Hoo, hoo. Little Mouse climbed out of bed again. This time he looked under it. And then he looked in the wardrobe, and feeling very frightened, he cried, Big Mouse, I think there's a ghost in the house, and it's looking for me. It keeps calling, hoo, 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 hoo. Big Mouse sighed, sat up and listened. It's only an owl, he said. It's awake, like you. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse. Your paws are always cold. And Big Mouse pulled the big blanket over his head and went back to sleep. Little Mouse got back into his own bed and he lay and listened to the wind huffing and puffing and the branch tipping and tapping and the owl hooting, but shh! What was that? Big Mouse, he called. I can hear a drip. It's drip dripping. I think it's raining inside, and Little Mouse jumped out of his bed and fetched his red umbrella. Big Mouse got out of bed too. He opened the front door. "Oh, be quiet, Wind," he said. "Be quiet, Branch. Be quiet, Owl." But they took no notice. Then Big Mouse went into the kitchen and he turned off the dripping tap and he put away the umbrella. "Can I come into your bed?" asked Little Mouse. "No, you're nice and snug in your own bed," said Big Mouse, taking him back to the bedroom. Little Mouse lay and listened to the wind huffing, to the branch tap-tapping, and the owl hooting, and just as he was beginning to feel very, very sleepy, he heard Big Mouse," he called, "you're snoring." Wearily, Big Mouse got up. He put his earmuffs on Little Mouse's ears. He put a paperclip on his own nose and he went back to bed. Little Mouse lay there and listened to nothing. He was very, very quiet. He couldn't hear the wind huffing or the branch tapping or Big Mouse snoring. It was so quiet that Little Mouse felt he was all alone in the world. He took off his earmuffs, he got out of bed and pulled the paperclip off Big Mouse's nose. Big Mouse," he cried. "I'm lonely." Big Mouse flung back his blanket. "You'd better come into my bed," he said. So Little Mouse hopped in, and his paws were cold and he needed a little wriggle before he fell asleep. Big Mouse lay and listened to the wind huffing and puffing. And the branch tap-tap-tapping. And the owl hooting. And Little Mouse snuffling. And very soon he heard the birds waking up. But neither of them heard the alarm clock, because they were both fast asleep. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I will see you again next week for some music and art. Take care.